Yep. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, are you going to do the tours too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm actually going to Newburgh for Newburgh's graduation because that's where I was a principal before, and the seniors that I know are graduating tonight, so I kind of want to see them.
I'd just like to say one other thing. If I remember correctly, didn't we have about 1,800 students, 1,900?
Yeah.
And we had 9 periods a day.
Yeah, 9 periods.
And I think those
And we never had a study hall. Never.
No, the shops are double periods, so, yeah.
Well, I just have a question. When we collectively here went to school, there were kids, and I know they discussed it already, that there were pre-engineering majors, and there were people that are here to learn a trade, and that's all they were here for. Benson was based on that. That's the foundation of Benson, not college-bound courses. It was to teach people to be carpenters, electricians, plumbers, sheet metal people, and they went on and did that. Not everybody's going to go to college.
Right.
And that wasn't the emphasis here.
Well, when we were here, though, it was
It was like a dual track.
Yeah, it was dual track. You were either college bound or you were work bound,
Yeah,
vocation bound.
And the thing about it, I kind of look at money as a drug, and I see one flaw in what you guys are doing now. If you take these kids out of school, throw them into a work traffic, and they start making money, that's an addiction they shouldn't have until after they get out of school.
Well, it seems to work pretty well.
Yeah,
It seems to work really well because it also, because some of our students, like the students you're talking about that are struggling or don't work very hard in the English class and the science class and the math class because they don't see the connection. This school, I think better than any other school, does allow students to see the connection between understanding how to do geometry and trig and calculus if you're going to be a construction major and run a construction crew and build a house, or if you're going to be a welder and being able to read the, what do they call those things that welders have to read? Those things.
Blueprints. Blueprints.
Okay. So if you're going to do all that, if you're going to, even if you're going to fill out an application,
You need to take
or
a class.
I do. I'll be better next year. If you're going to design something, even be an engineer, or if you're just going to be work on a construction crew, you want to work with your hands. Like my son wants to be in automotive. He has to read some pretty intense manuals, and if he has to run a computer that diagnoses what's wrong with the car, and he has to understand how to look up the codes. He has to be able to fill out the paperwork that goes with that and order and communicate with people and talk on the phone and have good like people skills. It doesn't matter. That is like that's why I think college is whatever you do after you get out of high school. There's not a distinction between the skills you need to go to college and the skills you need to be successful in the world of work today. So I think that our goal is not to say everybody needs to go to college, but everybody needs to have skills so that they can get the job that they want and make a living wage. So that's...
The apprentice program, when we were here, was you went through high school, and if you were to be let's go for a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
So you graduated here, and you took the plumbing classes and everything. Well, you already had 2 years on your apprenticeship already done. So you had to go through 2 years less of an apprentice into the union. And as I understand it now, you guys shove these kids out into the workplace. I'm sorry, shoving. We're not shoving. We're putting them out in the workplace, give them money, and then they're still going to concentrate on still what they're doing in high school. And I can attest, because I'm guilty of it personally, that when I went out into the automotive field and did what I did, I was making money. And as far as I was concerned, high school was kind of a waste of time for me.
Well, keep in mind that it's not all of our kids. It's a very select few, and it's application only and interview only, and it's probably 10 to 15 kids a year is it. So it's working pretty well, and those kids are getting credit for that time spent being an apprentice, and some of them are starting college with a year of those courses under their belt and being able to start as a sophomore. And like I said, for many of our kids, they are financially not in situations to have money to go to college or to have money to be out of work. for very long. So this money is actually helping them support their families and taking some of the pressure off. The one student who worked for Gunderson saved every penny he made, and when he graduated from high school, he had $18,000 and he paid for his first year of college. So, I mean, there's two sides of that. I totally get what you're saying, but yeah.
We know the world's changed in the last 50 years. It isn't the same. Today is not 1962. You'd like to think it is at times, but it's not. And every opportunity that a young person has when they're in high school to learn in the community, whatever that situation is, that connects back to their high school classes and integrates that learning, that's when they remember what they're being taught. It's that application. That's the value of the shop classes, is the application. That's where you get the understanding. Just like the going out and taking measurements in a building. That's project-based teaching and learning, they call it in the language of educators. And if they learn how to make the measurements and do the computations, rather than just read about it and solve a problem in a book, they'll remember it and they'll apply it and they will use it. That's the power of how you learn. And when you get into a situation, have an opportunity as a junior or a senior to be in a workplace, you're not there all day long, you're there for